So, I heard you were having a bad day. Yeah. Or maybe you've been having a bad week. Or a bad month. Or like a lot of us, maybe this year has been tough for you. Maybe it's been taking its toll on you. And so, I wanted to come on here today and just talk about everything. Offer my perspective, and maybe you can come away from this video with a more optimistic point of view. Maybe you can come away from this video with a more optimistic point of view, a different perspective, or if nothing else, maybe you'll just be more relaxed. So, as always, feel free to lay down, get into a comfortable position, close your eyes if you'd like, and just relax. This video is going to very much be me just talking about what I like to do to be positive in life, to help see the glass half full, shall we say, and to really find the beauty in life. And hopefully you can take something away from this ramble that I'm going to do. So if you'll join me for the next 15, 20, 25 minutes or so, I would be very appreciative, and I hope that you'll find some sort of usefulness out of the time we spend today. But anyway, enough rambling. What really motivated me to make this video is that I see today, and you've probably noticed this, especially with everything that's going on, is that there is very much a constant news cycle of negativity and anger and aggression, and all of these things are constantly being bombarded at us from different angles on the news, on social media. It's everywhere, right? You go into you go into the comments section of YouTube and you see people arguing about politics, or it could be anything, right? They could be arguing about food. It doesn't really matter, but it's not hard to find, right? It's very easy to spiral into this sort of negative mindset, this negative framework of thinking. It's very easy. It doesn't take a lot. And the world makes it easy to do that. But for me, and it's taken me a long time to get to this point, I find that what really put things into perspective for me is that we are here only for a limited amount of time, right? And we only get one shot at this. That's it. It's one and done, with no do-overs. So I want to spend my life here enjoying it to the best of my ability. I want to take life and squeeze out every last drop of enjoyment juice. Kind of sounds a little bit gross, actually, now I think about it, but you get my point, right? I want to get the most out of life, and not fall into this pattern of negative thinking, because it's not good for anyone. It's not good for anyone, and it doesn't really do anything for you, right? I think about it logically. If you think from a negative sort of perspective, and you give into your anger and your resentment and your bitterness and your animosity, does that make your life better? It doesn't. All it does is make it worse. So you might as well try to look at things from a different perspective if you can. And I know this is all theoretical, right? This is like, how do I do that, Randy? How do I do that voice of Persona ASMR? You're saying all of these things. Be positive, think positively, look at life from a more optimistic perspective, but that's easier said than done. And I agree with you. It's definitely not easy to do. And I don't claim to be some sort of grand master of wisdom. Listen to me because I'm so wise. But all I can speak to is the things that I've done that have worked for me. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. So it's not just theoretical. I will give you examples and illustrations of things that I have done that have worked for me to make me happier. To ignore the bad and accept the good, right? Because it's easy to fall into that pattern because the world makes it easy. There's always news stories of this going wrong or that going wrong, or maybe your things in your life might not be going so well. Maybe you're stressed out, whatever it is. There's a lot of things that can make it so that you fall into this pit of despair. Super easy to do. Super easy to do. The hard part is trying to be happy and optimistic and enjoying your time on this earth. Of course, this is assuming you have the essentials: food, shelter, water, things like that. I'm not speaking about that, right? That's a different story. I'm assuming that you have all of those things because you're watching this video. So, assuming that, here is what I think has worked for me. I think that life is all about bite-sized pieces, right? Let me give you an example from a macro perspective really quickly. What do I love about life? I love my girlfriend, for example, right? Number one piece. My girlfriend is a very optimistic person who brings out the very, very best in me. She is genuinely one of the nicest, if not the nicest people I've ever met in my life. She's practically an angel, and I'm not even exaggerating. She helps me see the beauty in life. So if possible, one of the things you can do is surround yourself with optimistic people who have that perspective on life. Because the thing is, if you're looking to be optimistic, but you're surrounded by people who are very, very negative and unhappy, that's going to rub off on you. You're going to catch that negativity, and it's going to make you bitter and angry. So, and it's hard if it's your family and they're negative, right? But if you can, you should not surround yourself with people that are negative and angry and bitter and just, because it's not going to help you. In the long run, it's going to make things worse for you. You will surround yourself with those kinds of people, and they will rub off on you in the worst way possible. So if you can avoid that, that is a very, very powerful step towards moving towards happiness. That's number one. But moving forward from that point, also, look for things that bring you happiness. And what do I mean by that? Well, let me use myself as an example. Aside from my girlfriend, there's a lot of things that I like, right? I like video games. I like to read books. I like to cook. I like delicious food. All of these things bring me pure happiness in bite-sized pieces, right? So, as a concrete example, right now I'm watching Doctor Who. I'm watching Doctor Who every day after a long day of work. Around 10, 11 p.m., I sit on the couch, I turn on my streaming platform, and I watch an episode, maybe two, of Doctor Who. I'm enjoying it. It's a really good show. I'm on season 6 already, and I think it's fantastic. It brings me joy, right? So what happens? While I'm working, maybe I'm stressed out because something's going on at work. Maybe something just happened and I feel my anxiety building up. Well, now I can look towards the end of the day and say, well, at the end of the day, I'm going to sit on the couch, watch some Doctor Who, and it's going to be great. And that gives me something to look forward to now at the end of every single day. Another example, I mentioned that I like to read. Well, right now, I am reading 1984. Great book. Maybe not the best book to read right now. I might not recommend it to you, but for me, I find it fascinating. And so every day, I try to sit on the couch, take a break from work, and I read for 30 minutes to an hour, and I look forward to it. Another example. I love food, right? Every Friday, because I try to eat healthy, right? But every Friday, I love to order myself a delicious meal. I've been ordering myself awesome burgers every Friday, and it's something that I always look forward to at the end of every single week. Why? Because it's delicious, I enjoy it, and it brings me, again, happiness, right? I like to cook. I've got some chicken defrosting in the kitchen. And what I'm gonna do today, after I make this video, I'm gonna make myself some sesame chicken. It's a recipe that I've tried many times. It's a fun recipe, it's simple, and I end up making a delicious meal that's better than Chinese takeout, quite frankly. It really is. I'm not even joking. Point is, though, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna taste delicious, and it's gonna bring me happiness. Another thing, I meditate. Not every day. I definitely could be better about meditating, but a couple times a week, I meditate. Not even a lot. Not even a lot. 15 to 20 minutes and then I'm done. But guess what? When I'm done with meditation, I feel like I've lifted a heavy load. That's what she said. A heavy load off of my shoulders and put it somewhere else. And now I feel so much better as a result, right? Meditation, food, girlfriend, books. Another example, in case you're not tired of this already, I like video games, right? I like video games. So, at the end of every day, before I watch Doctor Who, I like to play video games. I always set some time for myself to play video games. Right now I'm playing a variety of games. Skyrim, I'm playing Oblivion, I'm playing Divinity 2 Original Sin, which is a CRPG. Very interesting genre. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. And I started playing Pillars of Eternity 2, right? A lot of different games. And I'm having a lot of fun. I look forward to it. It's fun. You get immersed in these games. And you start to focus on, like, how can I build my character? How can I tweak this? How can I do that? How can I accomplish this goal and that goal and all of these different things? And I enjoy it and I look forward to it every single day. Another thing I do is I love going out for my daily runs. We're all quarantined now, so we can't go to the gym. So rather than being upset that I could not go to the gym, which I was for a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit upsetting, I decided to make it a habit. After work every day, I go out for a run. I go down the same strip of road, you know, same strip of road, send my girlfriend a Snapchat, I love you, mwah, 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 and then I keep running, right? Because that's also part of it. Communication with her makes me happy, so I do it as much as I can. I go run, I run back, and there's this thing called runner's high, and it's a real thing. I know for a fact it is because I feel it every time when I'm finished with running, right? So I do that and I come back and I feel great. You know, I feel accomplished with myself. So what am I trying to say here? When you look at this list of things that I've just mentioned, then I'm sure there's probably things that I'm forgetting because this is not scripted. One more thing, my YouTube channel. How can I forget, right? This is another example. And by the way, I apologize if you hear cars on the street. There is a lot of traffic and I'm recording this during the day, so hopefully I can edit that out. But if you catch some whiffs of it, I apologize. But my YouTube channel is a perfect example. I like making these videos because I know that a lot of you guys sleep to them, relax to them, use them to relieve stress. The other day, I think I got a comment about someone recently ending a relationship and the video helped them a lot. So it's things like that that make me happy, you know? So I make these videos and they bring me happiness and fulfill me, right? So like I was going to say before I went down this tangent, there's a lot of things that I do to maintain my happiness. I have all of these things I look forward to, and they make me happy in spite of the fact that there are so many things you could focus on to make yourself unhappy, right? So my point is, it is a full-time job to make yourself happy. It really is. Because if you don't, you're taking care of your mental health. You know, that's the number one thing that you should focus on. It's important. You're taking care of your mental health, and it's a full-time job. And so you have to look for things that you personally enjoy, that you can take advantage of and indulge in on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever it is. Find those things that bring you happiness in bite-sized pieces. Because if you don't, it's going to be, you're going to go in the opposite direction. And you don't want to do that. And again, I'm not saying that I'm a grandmaster of wisdom, but these are the things that have worked for me. And I believe if you take this strategy and adapt it to your personal tastes and preferences, you too will start to feel better about yourself, your mental health, your happiness, and things of this nature. Again, like I've said, it's a full-time job. It's not easy, but it's one of the most important things you can work on is your mental health. It's going to reward you in more ways than one. I promise. If you just try a little bit, if you're able to, you will get something out of it, and you'll be happier for it. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I hope you were able to get some sort of usefulness out of this. I know that it can be tough in this world. There's a lot of things going on. None of you focus on, you can really spiral into despair. So I wanted to just come on here and let you guys know that I'm here for you, and I hope that you guys found some sort of tips or tricks you can take with you, but anyway, I gotta get back to work. But as always, guys, before I even sign off, one more thing I was thinking about that I didn't really mention. When it comes to your happiness and your perspective, think of it like this, right? This is the final thing I want to say, and then we'll end this video. There's two things in your life that is true, right? There are things that you have control over, and there are things that you don't have control over. These are the two things. Just think of it as two buckets. One bucket you can, take stuff and put stuff in, and the other bucket you can't touch. It's invisible, Focus on the bucket that you can tamper with. Focus on the things you can change. Once you start to do that, you're going to see your happiness shift dramatically. It's one of the central tenets of Buddhism and meditation is that you should not focus on things that you have no control over, because you can't change them. So what's the point? If you leave them as is, they will be exactly as is and nothing will change. So for yourself, worry about things that you can influence, things that you can change, and don't worry about things that are out of your control, like politics and stuff like that. Doesn't help anybody. Stay off Twitter. I'm serious. Nothing good could come of it. But that's the last thing that I wanted to say. And I love you all, and I hope that this has been helpful for you and not a gigantic waste of time. But I'm going to sign off now. Love you all. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.